And welcome back to Paddling Pool. They couldn't get me off the mic. Zari had to go, but Delta is here to replace her. I am Pat again, and this is Winners Finals. Delta, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Just got back from Riptide. Stood up by NM. He was supposed to be my commentary partner, but at the very least, I have the one, the only Pat commentating with me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you. Like, I don't think we've ever commentated together before.
No, I don't believe so, but I'm glad that we are now.
Yes! Let's get this going. And you guys on stream have seen Black Lotus earlier get a 3-0 to get into this winners finals. Meanwhile, Sweet Tooth, we see them get a 3-0 against Booyah Gang in the previous round. Both of these teams have shown domination of their side of the bracket, but now it's up to them to show which side of the bracket was the strongest.
That's true, with Black Lotus playing as Seed 1 and Sweet Tooth as Seed 6. It's kind of crazy seeing how dominating they've been on either side of their bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But first game being Clan Blitz on Museum. I can't wait to see these two teams battle it out. Speaking of which,
really, yeah. Well, good that you can't wait because it's happening. Black Lotus bringing back the same composition and Sweet Tooth like what they had before with that Octobrush and Wiper Deco. Like that is like such an aggressive composition that Sweet Tooth has, and it's all on Black Lotus to restop them.
Yes. Here we see Sweet Tooth quickly trying to push into Black Lotus's plat, but Black Lotus is holding on. Mm-hmm. Sweet Tooth goes three down.
And right now, Black Lotus, they are moving forward, getting that paint on the ground, getting these clams. Then I don't think they're going to get a push right away, but suddenly they have so much advantage for themselves.
Yeah, Black Lotus has an insane amount of economy, but they haven't really pushed out of their own plat. Junkie coming into the plat, going
punished.
Down. Punished by Anger as Keto is over here sharking their way through that ramp.
Yeah, and we are back to even and Sweet Tooth again, trying that harassment strategy that's been going so well for them. Chew down right now. Daybreak looking to get onto the platform, and Black Lotus is on the back foot right now. Sweet Tooth is just moving forward.
Unfortunate for Sweet Tooth.
Oh yeah,
the crab is holding the power clam, but and going 3 down. Oh, such an unfortunate time to use that special.
Yeah.
And now we see Black Lotus taking that space on Sweet Tooth's plat, but they don't have enough. They have the power clam now.
Yes,
all
they
need to do is a way to get in.
And with that tent and that Zuka, Yaru maybe has an opportunity forward, but no. And it's 1 versus 2. It's just Anger right now, looking to just keep things a bit longer so that the rest of Black Lotus has the time to get back in. It's going to be advantage for Sweet Tooth right now, though.
Yeah, it seems like Black Lotus needs to be looking out for these sharks and flanks that Junkie and Keto are doing, because if they're not, they get their pushes canceled. Like right now, we see Junkie going 1 for 1 against their pencil. They don't have any cooler anymore, and now they're getting missiled. There's so much displacement on the side of Sweet Tooth.
And again, Sweet Tooth looking to attack in 4v2. It's the Wiper with the Super Clan. They just need to find that path forward. But very, very strong defense right now by Black Lotus. We are halfway through the game and neither team has scored a point despite having very, very good pushes.
Yes, very even on both sides. Noctis getting a clean pick, not having to push forward back into mid. We've seen this before, but can they actually make a push this time? Noctis throwing back the power clam, trying to give it to the... okay, trying to give it to
they get it, they get it. Everything's fine.
But yes,
and here
we see 2 specials available for Black Lotus. Can they do something with both of them?
And right now, that the missiles are going to stop everything from Black Lotus, even though like that all the special they use, the Bubbler and the Zuka for Lotus, like still no team is able to really establish a foothold onto the enemy platform.
The tech shield used against Anger by Junkie sharking the wall. It doesn't seem like Black Lotus can get a clean footing onto the plat. We see Junkie going for the Zipcaster, focusing that power clamp. Oh my god! Junkie, insane plays coming out of Junkie, going straight for that power clamp, and we're back to this neutral position again.
Yeah, Anger looks like staying there with the tent and making sure that defense is established for Black Lotus. That crab tank from this is making sure that like Lotus has to stay back, but like moving back is no problem for these teams because they move right back in without any problem right now. It's the Octobrush Junkie just looking to establish a bit more with that Zipcaster, trying to wreck a Vok and get things done, but gets punished on the landing. Again, 30 seconds and neither of these teams have managed to score points. Are we going for the 8 minutes overtime?
I hope not. But despite that, this gameplay is insane to look at. 2 going down on Sweet Tooth. Black Lotus needs to make the most out of this push. We see them trying to push up to block, miss grabbing, not allowing Black Lotus to move any further. I don't know which team is going to put the power clamp in first.
Yeah, but the team that does that is going to win the game because we're in overtime now. It's sudden death and it looks like there's a super jump. Sweet Tooth gets it. What was that game, Delta?
I have no clue, but it was so enjoyable. Wow. Good game 1 from Sweet Tooth, taking it at the last second on overtime against Black Lotus. This is what we should be seeing in a finals match. Don't you agree, Pat?
It was so back and forth. It was so even. It was perfectly even for 5 minutes, which you cannot say about many Splatoon games.
You know, this reminded me so much of like launch day Splatoon 3 Plan Blitz games. They just last all 5 minutes and only go to overtime. But now we're waiting on that counter pick from Black Lotus. Maybe they'll pick a map that's more favorable to them. I know they have to play against these very flanky comp and very fast and forward with the Nautilus and with the Octobrush always trying to look for those picks when they're not expecting it.
Yeah, and with what these two teams have shown us in that game 1, every little edge is going to be crucial because they were completely even matched. So if you get that one map, that one mode where you know you're going to get the advantage, go for it because it's going to be very, very good for your team.
That is so true. I'm feeling like they might go into zones. Their comp seems just a little slower than Sweet Tooth's. So zones, as we see zones, Hagglefish, very much a good adaptation going into game 2. Yeah,
I feel like this is very good for Black Lotus, having the Snipe Rider, having that range advantage. I mean, it didn't do that much for them on Museum, but on Museum you have a bit of an easier flank that really profited the brush. In here, the map is a bit more linear, so having a bit more range is pretty good. But Sweet Tooth, they have a crab tank, so they're clearly they're not out of it, and this is going to be a very contending game.
That's so true, Pat. I can't wait to see these two teams battle it out. Maybe we might see a game 5. It'll be the first one.
I want
the stream, wouldn't it?
Please give it to us.
Please give it to us. It's gonna be so good. But yes, we're just waiting on these teams to ready up into the game 2 match. Oh, I'm on the tip of my toes.
I'm sitting on the chair. Why aren't you sitting?
But here we go. Game 2 starting. Any weapon changes? It doesn't seem like it from Black Lotus. nor Sweet Tooth. Oh, Neo Splash.
Oh yeah, no more Crab Tank. They want these tri-strikes so they can capture the zone pretty fast. And given the specials that they have on the side of Sweet Tooth, like I can't really blame them. Having a quick painting option is very, very good.
That's so true. And seeing that paint come in so clutch, already one down on the side of Black Lotus and Sweet Tooth taking cap, miss, getting a kill on the blaster. All that's left is really this Snipe Rider to paint zone.
Yeah, it was the 2v2 at some point, but both teams are back into the game. Anger looking to push with the tent into the zone, but Sweet Tooth not relenting, not leaving any ground. And Mist, very, very good pick onto Mist with the Zuka. And Black Lotus finally in control and finally looking to score some points. These are their first points in this winners finals.
Yes, that was an insane Zuka, 2 kills. Now we see Noctis trying to push up with that blaster, taking control of that ramp. One going down on Sweet Tooth. There's not much they can do apart from hold their specials. We see Zipcaster is popped, strikes are popped, missiles are popped. We just have to see these picks. Junkie going down. They can't get control of zone. This is a lot of points they're giving to Black Lotus.
Yeah, it's the power of Black Lotus once they are in control of the zone. Once they are in control of mid, they just don't move back. They don't need to. And even if you splat one of them, they're gonna come back instantly with that cooler. Black Lotus just 10 points away from a very, very quick KO. Sweet Tooth throwing the strikes at the zone, looking to paint, but that's not enough. Not enough at all, and it's a quick 1-1 for Black Lotus.
That was an insane counter pick. It was quite literally the definition of a counter pick. Was once Black Lotus got control of the zone, they did not let go of it one time. Wow.
It's really about like taking back that control, taking back that momentum. And Sweet Tooth, after a very, very close game one, like they have to be shaking a bit, even though like it's their turn to counter pick and it's a tie. Like on paper, they're with the advantage, but Black Lotus with that game two, they showed like, we're not here to fool around, and what you do, it's not going to work that long.
That's so true. Wow, I'm not even sure what they might counter pick into. This last map, very open. Obviously, it's Hagglefish. I have a feeling that Sweet Tooth's comp might be more favorable on those close knit maps. We're gonna be seeing Inkblot or something of the like. I'm just unsure what might be a good counter on Black Lotus's oppression right now.
Yeah, if you're Sweet Tooth, you want close quarters for that wiper and that brush. You want flank routes. You want like surprise cover and that, like as many cheeky plays as you can get. And really, you want to find a way to constantly keep Black Lotus on their toes to really make sure that they can't just like take space and just have to look forward, because the moment Black Lotus is in control of mid and they just need to look forward to see where you're coming from, the game's over. The game is over. Like there is no way to get back in.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I really am not, but it looked like Black Lotus was not a fan of losing that game one. Don't you think?
They got angry, for sure.
I agree.
You've awoken something you didn't want to awaken.
But yes, I do think maybe that crab switch was a little detrimental to Sweet Tooth. Crab, they don't have a true backline on the side of Sweet Tooth. They have the Nautilus, which commonly a backline-less pick. But Strikes was okay. Speaking of the close quarter and flanky routes, we have Mako Mart. This is very good for Sweet Tooth, I believe, but they might be they might get locked out again by Black Lotus. This map is prone to that.
Yeah, and we've seen Black Lotus lose the lead on this map mode in the last round against Air, but they didn't care. The moment they had the zone, they did what they do on zones. When they hide the zone, they just kept it and ran with it and got 100-0. So it's really about Sweet Tooth to keep their players on the ground, and that Wiper, it's going to be on that Wiper to put the beacons on. If it's the other Wiper that comes in, because it's such a small map, really you need at least one frontliner to always be there, always keep presence on the map and keep Black Lotus struggling to keep them away, because once Black Lotus has that mid control, they are so strong.
Finally getting into that game 3, no weapon switches for Black Lotus, and same. Oh, we do see that V Wiper.
Yep.
Interesting.
So no beacons on such a small map. I get why you don't want to have beacons and want to have these torpedoes instead. That's a very, very good option.
We see Sweet Tooth quickly moving into zone, taking those aggressive positions, but 2 down already. This is not very favorable for Sweet Tooth.
Oh, yeah, it's just that Wiper completely cornered, but right now that Wiper is going to lose that encounter, and Sweet Tooth, at least the Wiper keep people busy long enough that Junkie could get back in, but right now Sweet Tooth are a bit staggered, and Black Lotus is in control.
Yes, Junkie looking for those picks, but instead having to settle for trades. The easiest way to win on zones is to have a player advantage, and it doesn't seem like Sweet Tooth is really getting to that. 2 down on both sides. Junkie looking for that final pick, doesn't find it. Their camp getting camped and going down.
They kept the zone. There was no penalty, Delta.
It was so unfortunate for Sweet Tooth. Oh, Anger going down. This is a player advantage. This might be what Sweet Tooth is looking for. Quickly moving into zone, trying to get that paint. They need a cap now. Great cap.
Sweet Tooth keeping themselves alive in that game number 3. And that Noctis looking to get a few extra gets. Oh, Daybreak getting it. And right now, this is not over. Sweet Tooth has the numbers advantage, and they're looking to get more advantage, and they're gonna get that zone. And finally, Sweet Tooth can breathe a little in that game and score some points.
Yes, 2 down on the side of Black Lotus. Sweet Tooth looking to take those lockout positions. Daybreak already on that top left, holding that that drop, backing up a little. Not sure for what. I think Sweet Tooth is giving a little too much space to Black Lotus, but no matter. Junkie coming in with the Zipcaster, getting 1, looking for the second, jumps back. They're Black Lotus in a 1 down position. They've already respawned. Black Lotus is giving a lot of points to Sweet Tooth.
A lot of points, and they need to move back in if they don't want to lose that lead. It's just the Wiper right now. It's a wipe out, and Black Lotus is back in control, keeping that lead. Very, very nice hold by Sweet Tooth, but not enough. Black Lotus are back in control.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth looking for an end. They're close to strikes. They have the hammer. They need to use these specials together, but instead one already going down inside Sweet Tooth is not looking very promising. I know Junkie's trying to make something happen with that Zipcaster. Do they get one? They get 1. Looking for the second. It unfortunately gets Zipcasted back, and no cap going for Sweet Tooth. They need a cap here, but 3 down is not a favorable position for Sweet Tooth to be in.
Yeah. And really, Black Lotus, despite being at number disadvantage, managing to keep that zone painted yellow and respawn as fast as can be and just move back in, get back that control that they surrendered without surrendering the zone. And a very, very commanding game 3 by Black Lotus. Sweet Tooth on their last counter pick. They need to win 2 games in a row if they want to get to grand finals through the big door.
Right. This is a reverse sweep situation for Sweet Tooth. Maybe if we see some of the gameplay we saw in round 1 again, we might get there. But unfortunately for them, it doesn't seem like Black Lotus is letting up anymore. They want to take this finals game and move Sweet Tooth into the losers bracket.
Yeah, and now Sweet Tooth, they have to think real hard what map mode do we want. I think that despite Black Lotus having a blaster, you don't want to go to zones. Like look at this. Like both zones games have gone for Black Lotus. And they've gone for Black Lotus on a wide open map, they've gone for Black Lotus on a small map with lots of flanks. You want to go for a different mode.
Agreed. I think looking back on it, going to Mako might have been a favorable position for Sweet Tooth, but Black Lotus is playing Blaster. They could just camp the ledges very, very easily. Now, comparably, we're going into a much more open map with Scorch, Gorge, Clam Blitz. This is a different situation to the last two maps that we've seen, though.
Yeah, this is much more like game 1. We have a wide open map with a small flank and Clam Blitz. This is game 1 again.
Yeah, this is also great zip casting spots here. You can always zip cast at the big tower and then zip cast down, which is kind of what Junkie did, but with Spinner instead on that museum match. This seems like a better counter pick than the last.
Yeah, it does. Like, I mean, you look at the game you won and the game you lost. Don't go to zones anymore. You want to go into Clam Blitz. No change for Black Lotus, of course. Sweet Tooth going back with a Wiper Deco, which is understandable.
And swapping to NZAP now. My guess is they want to respawn faster, similarly to Black Lotus here. But quick positions into mid. Keto looking for some aggro. Junkie holding that top mid. It seems like a very scrappy fight that we're seeing at the moment. One already going down on both sides. Two now.
Players going down left and right, but we know that both teams have a tactical and people will be back right in right away. Oh, very, very nice punish by Wasabo right there, avoiding that first score by Sweet Tooth.
Yes, Wasabo getting some essential picks. Junkie looking for that flank once again. They might be zip casting. Oh, but unfortunately, Wasabo has that aimbot.
And right now it's Lotus going forward and looking to open the score.
Yes, Black Lotus making their first push. One down on Sweet Tooth. Junkie looking for some picks, but gets taken by Anger with that quick flick. Anger pushing up, trying to push Sweet Tooth back into their court. It doesn't seem like Sweet Tooth has much to push Black Lotus out.
Yeah, and that was first push by Black Lotus. Sweet Tooth back in control. Black Lotus, they got more than 50 points with a very, very good opening push. Oh, what was that? Did the mine kill the Zipcaster?
I think so. Wait, mine? There's from the tent. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, one down on both sides. Sweet Tooth holding their cooler. They just popped it. My guess is that they're trying to make a push now with that power clan, but they don't have much economy to play around with. Anger just shooting tents on the areas that Sweet Tooth wants to push into. Two down on Sweet Tooth. It doesn't seem like they're gonna get anything out of the push that they were planning on.
And Anger has 7 clams. He's right under there with a shield. Just can move forward, and with Bazooka get an extra pick in the process. It's 2v2 though, and with that pick on Noctis, Sweet Tooth are going to keep the score where it's at. Black Lotus not even getting rid of the penalty. That was like a bit of a push, a free pity clam for Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth not out of this game yet. They just need to get some control and get forward.
Yeah, it seems like Sweet Tooth's a little scared to push up. but no worries. Junkie going in for the Zipcaster, gets 2, goes to 3. Yaru forced to Zuka. Sweet Tooth out as we see Keto putting in the power clam.
They're in.
Yes, they are in this. Now they're trying to play for those clams. Daybreak getting 1, looking for the second. So close, but 3 down. All that's left is Daybreak, and they wipe out. Good push on Sweet Tooth, but not enough, as unfortunately they only got it to 65.
Yeah, that's still a push. That's still points on the board. That's Sweet Tooth like getting some momentum, getting something going. Like, yes, we can get them on this map. We can get the best of them, and we can score points. That's what you want right now. And Sweet Tooth in a 2v2 are just looking to get that push going. Oh, getting splatted with the missiles ready though. And Wazabo looking to move forward and get even more splats. And right now it's on Black Lotus to try to extend that lead. With the tank deployed, Wazabo is going to be able to get that Super Clam in.
Yes, Wasabo coming, ended up getting splattered by swimming too far forward to the tent shield. But now 3 down on Sweet Tooth. This is not very good for them. I see Black Lotus throwing clams up. This is so close to ending the game. Just 1 clam and boom. Black Lotus takes the game against Sweet Tooth 3-1.
3-1 for Black Lotus. They're going to go directly to Grand Finals. Sweet Tooth are going to losers finals, where they will wait for their opponent. And we will see that because we are going to commentate a bit of losers bracket now.
Yeah, we see that in losers right now, it's Synth versus Air, which is the 2 teams that both of these teams just went against and won. So whichever one of them might be fighting Sweet Tooth for Sith, it would be a rematch, and for Air, it would be the first time they'd meet. But very interesting position that Sweet Tooth is in. It seems like we might be seeing them once again in that grand final set.
Yes, there is another chance for Sweet Tooth, and they took a game off of Black Lotus. It was the strangest game ever, but they took a game off of Black Lotus. They forced Black Lotus to try. They forced Black Lotus to bring their A game, and they are not out of the woods yet. Like, this game is so diverse, so fast, that if you find that one adaptation, you can still find a way to get back in the game and stop whatever your opponent is doing. And Sweet Tooth, they will have some time to think about how to counter Black Lotus and what happened in that game and how to stop that. But we are going to go to a short break, I think, as we prepare for our next set.